Okay, I want to do a quick wrap up of the essential information for week 1. So just to be clear, I want to focus in on variables. So this is something that is being measured. And why do we care about variables? Well, when conducting a study or reading it, because you need to know if it's really a valid and reliable study, the primary factor that determines what stats test to use is the variable, and specifically is it categorical or continuous, and also the number of IVs and DVs used in the research question being posed. IV means independent variable and the dependent variable is the DV. But when we're looking at relationships or differences, we call them the independent variable or the dependent variable. So characteristics of variables. The IV variable can also be known, is also known as the predictor, explanatory, covariate variable. There's some other names out there. This is the variable that's being controlled or manipulated. And for example, it's a treatment or it's a program that's being introduced into some sort of research study. The dependent variable characteristics, this is also called the outcome variable. And this is a variable that is affected by the independent variable. So if we look at these questions really quickly, it's kind of fun, or maybe not, but to look at what is the IV and the DV to figure it out. So we have 3 questions here. To what degree do the SAT scores predict college GPA? Do males and females have significantly different SAT scores? Does ethnicity significantly affect reading, achievement, math achievement, and overall achievement among 6th graders? So if you take those 3 questions, kind of stop and think about it before you move on. So here are the answers for that. So to what degree do the SAT scores predict the college GPA? Well, the SAT is going to be, score is going to be our IV, and the GPA is going to be our outcome variable. So in other words, what effect does SAT scores have on the GPA? So here's the other 2 questions as well, which you can see and kind of think about it. It's males and females, so that is just actually one variable, gender, one variable, but we will break it apart into 2 categories, or a nominal independent variable. And then the other one is the SAT scores again, and that's our outcome variable in this case, okay? Ethnicity, and does ethnicity significantly affect reading, achievement, math, and overall achievement? So actually our IV should be right here, and that would be, does ethnicity, what outcome or impact or effect does it have on this DV, and this DV? So it's just kind of fun to do those, I guess, in my opinion. Okay, so more about variables. Your book talks about categorical and continuous. So categorical values variables are also known as qualitative. These are words, they describe a variable. They're just also called discrete variables. They are further defined as nominal and ordinal, okay? And I'm not going to go into detail about that. It's here on this screen for you if you want it. But also we have continuous variables, which are also known as quantitative, and these are numeric variables, and they are further defined as interval and ratio. If we go on, this really brings us to the level of measurement. This is what we just kind of spoke of briefly or looked at. This is nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio data. So this is the level of measurement for our data. And the thing is, ratio is the highest level of data, and we really always, when we can, we want to collect the highest level of data, especially for our DVs, because it allows more options or more robust data analysis. This website, I think, is really good. It explains things very nicely. Okay, so the concepts covered were really about the variables. We talked about the independent variable, the dependent variable, qualitative and quantitative, and then continuous and categorical, and then also the level of measurement. Okay, that's it. Have a good one, you guys.